Hello guys, welcome back to the second episode of the Temple Dairy Redstone project, Templechar. So, last episode we worked on the fire spreading and ignition system for this temple, and today I'm going to be working on the second stage of this whole burning system. Let me hide that. Which is the charring, the decaying of the materials inside the temple. So we're going to start off by getting rid of all the fiddly bits, the nice little tiny detaily bits, and leaving just a skeleton, and then the skeleton itself will break away or collapse. I'm still not entirely sure which of those two it'll be, or maybe a combination of both. But what I've been doing today is, what we're going to be doing today is, first of all, we're going to start with the piers. So if I push this button, this is the sort of thing we're going to do. We're going to get rid of the hay. I'll just put... I can't put that back right now because I'm setting off the ignition. But as you can see, I now have the pillars now also catch fire, as do the walls. Pretty much the entire temple is now rigged to burn. You can see there are various armor stands. There are several kinds of armor stands. There's pyre. There's beam. Sorry, there's pillar, which are these ones. There's beam, which run across. They spread the fire sideways. And then finally up here, there's roof. These ones handle the burning of the roof. That bit of fire up there is still left over from the last test I ran. So currently none of the materials are actually burned. They're just covered by fire, as we talked about last episode. But you can see the entire temple slowly catches fire all along the roof. And it's going quite nicely. Some of the grass around the outside catches fire. I think that might almost be cool. There's also a tree that burns over there. That tree there is just a bit too close, and it catches fire. So it's looking pretty cool. I can also currently reset it all with some button clicks, although it's very laggy to reset. It takes about a minute, 2 minutes of like nothing happening on my single player world before the fire all vanishes, because there's so many block updates to do. But yeah, the spread is all fully working. So I'll just show you finished. The very top of the tower currently doesn't have fire spread to it because I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with that bit yet. But we can watch that spread here a second, and then we will get on with the charring section. Well, it's spread a fair bit so far. That bit of roof doesn't seem to have caught yet, but it should do eventually. Most of the temple is now on fire, I believe. Just the top sections haven't quite caught up yet. But let's just take a quick look at the piers inside. We should see they've started to become shells. Yes, so I'd already implemented that part, so you can see the hay has effectively been removed. Now, any wood that was touching the hay beforehand, it doesn't have fire against it. Just kind of weird that these don't, but these do. So I'm guessing that the hay is not quite placed symmetrically, but it doesn't really matter. From the outside you can't see that. All you can see is that they've become a bit more of a shell. And what we will do next is probably get rid of the bindings, this ring around the top here, and then probably just bring the top layer of all of this slowly down to the ground level and replace the wood down here with coal blocks or something black. So they'll slowly burn down, basically. How's our roof doing? I'm still testing the roof. I've only run a couple of tests, so it's possible that it just hasn't quite caught as well as I thought it would. Or possibly it's because I lit it from a different pier to usual. One side burned a bit more than the other. Okay, I still obviously need to do some more testing on this, but I'll figure that out as we go. I'm going to be working on the charring today, so it's looking pretty good. Where's the way out? It's this way. I put a little button on the ground so I could tell which way was which. So now I need to turn it off. I stop the spread by simply resetting the burning and the time score for all armor stands, which stops them realizing they're supposed to be spreading fire. And then I need to press all of these buttons in a row to reset everything. And as you can see, that button hasn't popped out, so I'm gonna have to wait a minute or so for all of this fire to vanish. There we go. It's finally starting to died down a bit for the first button. Now I've got to press the next one, which takes a little bit less time, gets rid of a bit more fire. They're all basically different fill sizes to cover all the different spread sizes of the fire. There we go. Okay, so you can see now the pyres are the shells they used to be. All of the armor stands are currently visible, by the way. There's an armor stand by every pillar here. You can see some more over here. These are beam armor stands, and then the roof armor stands are floating up here. I'll make these invisible later. They also have no gravity, so I can get rid of these blocks under them. These are just marker blocks in case they, for some reason, die. So yeah, and all I need to do to replace these piers is I have a clone. I have like a template. I cannot type and talk. Game mode 3. A template down here. So that's the original pyre template, and then I can push a button here. This basically clones that template to all of the armor stands inside those pyres, and that basically replaces all of these with the original template. So this way I can easily do testing and resetting and stuff like that. So after a little bit of burning, the hay vanishes. The next thing we want to do is we'll probably get rid of the fence gates. I'd say is probably the next stage. So we can modify the existing command for that, if I can find out what those fence gates are called, because I think they're special fence gates. They are oak fences, dark oak fences, which if I middle click them are dark underscore oak underscore fence. So let's copy this command, which, oops, let's copy this command, which is responsible for changing the hay bales, and paste it in here, and we're going to change hay block with dark oak. I cannot type this morning, it seems. Dark oak fence. So that'll get rid of the ring, and replace the ring with air. So that's a little bit extra gone. So we'll get rid of the hay. Then we'll get rid of dark oak fence, like so. So it'll look like this. And then we probably want to change all of those blocks to... Now, what I'm wondering is, if that is on fire, will changing the wood blocks to coal extinguish the fire on the block? Or will I think the fire will still cling to it. I don't think it'll notice. Let's just set it on fire a second. And I think that's the button I wanted to press. Yes, it is. Okay, so they're now on fire. They won't spread anywhere because they don't have a fire score. But if we replace these blocks with coal, I think we should be good. Now the question is, are they both the same kind of wood? Because that's log. It's oak log. Is this like log 2 or something? Because it's oh, all of these are on fire now. It is log 2. So we need 2 commands to replace all of this. So let's replace log. Sorry, I'm gonna fill coal block and replace log 2. And yeah, we've got coal there, but the fire has not gone out. So I think it makes sense that wood would turn into charcoal, right? So the fire is still there, but we now got this darkened bit, and then we can do the same thing with log, like so, and you can see it looks a lot blacker now. So that'll be the next step, and we might do that at the same time that the binding is removed, and then we'll cut off some of this so it looks like it's slowly collapsing, I think. And then eventually we'll just be left with a sort of very base here, sort of a blackened base of the pier. I don't think it would vanish completely, would it? So let's do that bit next. I'll do a little bit more and we'll see how it looks in terms of animation in a moment. Alright, here we go, guys. So let me quickly reset that pier. Pyre. I've been told it's pronounced pyre. I don't know why I want to call it a pier. A pier is the thing that goes out over across the ocean, also known as a quay. Okay, so let's start this burning process off again then, and let's just take a look and see. We should see it slowly collapse into rack and ruin. Muhahaha. Well, basically, it should First, we should see it fully catch fire. Then, after a while, the hay will disappear. The next step, the top binding here is going to vanish. And that is going to also change all of the wood with coal. And then we should see in 3 steps, these sticks are going to shrink lower and lower. And we should see that happen across all of the piers at different stages. So these 3 may very well, yeah, those 3 I think will all move at the same stage as each other, but this one will be ahead of them. So let's just keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, the wall around us is slowly burning away. This thing is so huge. It's just going to be so difficult to... that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? To burn it all down, though. So the next stage, the binding's already gone. Okay. And then it should slowly collapse down to the ground. I think, yeah, I've got a mistake here. The hay and the binding vanish on the same, at the same time. So I need to change that up. And then that is how it stays. And then eventually, I guess I'll put out the fire, right? That looks kind of cool. Sort of burning down. It could have been made a lot clearer, but what I like about this is by the time this is burned down, the fire has already spread well through the rest of the building, so it's definitely had time to propagate throughout the building. So let's just stop that again and reset it. I'm going to change that timing, and I guess we should also... It's not still spreading, is it? I think it's just visually updating, I think. Yeah. What else do we need to do? I may fill all of this with coal when we're done, so it's more of a pile than the structure probably shouldn't stay here. We also need to set fire to the floor at some point. I guess the next thing to do is probably to get rid of the fiddly bits in the roof over here. So our superstructure is made of dark oak. So we have spruce. We can get rid of spruce. I need to wait for this fire to... Hang on, I'm going to go over here. I think there's probably less fire on the other side of the building. So we've got spruce here that can be cleared away and replaced with air. I might try and use some falling sand stuff as well, but I think that would come under collapse rather than char. So we'll probably do that in the 3rd and final video. So all of this fiddly stuff, we'll slowly delete it and replace it with air, possibly summoning some smoke particles or something as well. I'd like to see the blocks drop to the ground as coal blocks as well, but again, that'll be under collapse. So let's make that our next stage. If a stand reaches a certain age, especially the beam and... before I do that, I should probably make a backup because, like I said earlier, I cannot clone this entire building. It's just too big. So I'm going to have to reset all this, make my changes, make a backup, and then now every test is going to involve me unzipping the backup. It's going to be a pain. So yeah, I'll get that set up and we'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, we're about to start the first burn test. So I've made a schematic backup of this structure. Currently I'm only expecting parts, I'm expecting this entire overhang bar the dark oak frame to vanish, and possibly parts of this wall as well. We'll have to see what happens. I'm doing this in stages and basically resetting the temple every time, but I've basically got a load of fill and replace for half slabs and planks of oak and spruce. So first it'll fully catch fire and then blocks should start vanishing. So hopefully this is going to work okay. We'll have to let it pretty much burn most of this roof. I haven't done anything like this. I've so far affected the beam armor stands, not the roof ones, so we won't see anything happening up here yet. We've also got jungle wood up there, so that's an extra thing to handle. There's also stairs here and there. We need to specify the stair orientation if we want to avoid burning the superstructure's stairs as well, unless we consider just burning all stairs, deleting all stairs, and there'll be enough half slabs and planks in the superstructure to still maintain the shape of it, if that makes sense. It'll just be a little less detailed. That might be a bit simpler. So first of all, this fire is going to reach the end of this pier, so one more stage, and then we should eventually start seeing things vanish. Hopefully. I've already got I fixed the pier collapsing. You can see one over there that's missing the wool, but not oh, it's just changed. Okay, here we go. So we're nearly at the edge here. There we go. So in a little bit we should see quite a large part of all of this burn away. And again, with the lag and everything, or the worry about the server not being able to handle it, I can't delete everything. So that's some stuff just went. And now we should see the rest. Waiting for it. Oh, there we go. So that whole section of the roof is now burned away, apart from the superstructure, which I think looks pretty good. I was hoping for more stuff to be taken away from the top there by the roof, but I guess that's okay. So currently all we're really burning away is the fiddly bits around the edge, which slowly happens as the fire spreads. I guess that's kind of good. I'm going to stop that, load that back up, and add some more deletions to maybe the roof section. So it turns out each stair is its own block, similar to the fences, so I can specify the type of stair I want to get rid of. That's actually quite handy. So we've got oak stair, there's jungle stair, jungle stairs, and spruce stairs. Alright, I've copied it in. My schematic didn't quite include this last air block here, so there's just this corona of fire around the edge of the roof. I think the gutters need cleaning out, but yeah, interestingly, the armor stands are not deleted when I import the new structure, so I have to delete all the armor stands before I replace the whole building. It's really weird. I'm used to importing large command block structures into Minecraft, and it takes ages for MCEdit to do anything with them, and then this is like 10 times the size of any command block structure I've ever imported, and it takes a 3 or 4 seconds to import. I think it's just because there's no data blocks in here. It's great. So let's try another burn. I'm going to get back to you as soon as the roof starts catching fire. We should see quite a lot of roof decay this time around. What? Huh. That's weird. Did the armor stands I saved have a scoreboard score of some kind? Oh, I should not have pushed that button! Ah! Fine, fine. I'll push the next button. Alright, let's try that again. Wait, now say what now? What? Hang on, hang on. Why are you doing that? Why are you catching fire up there? Scoreboard players list at ER equals 2. It's got a burning score of 0. Okay. So apparently there are 2 armor stands everywhere here. Do I have 2 armor stands in my schematic? Oh, come on. Right, so apparently that is there, but it's not an armor stand. What? So it isn't there. It's not there, but it is there if I use a say command, and I can break it. What? Oh, God. Right. Well, that's just silly. This is vanilla Minecraft. What is this? Alright guys, we're back. I took a bit of a break and loaded a backup. So now hopefully we should see it burning properly again. Now I don't know what MCEdit was thinking, but I've just checked. There's one armor stand there, and it is definitely an armor stand. So it looks like I can't use MCEdit for some reason, which means I'm just gonna have to back up and restore the world every time. So I had to redo. I basically MC-edited the changes from the broken world to this one in terms of redstone, but kept the temple from before. So let's just take a look and see what this does to the roof. Now something we can see here is normally this clock only shows redstone for one tick, but you can see the lag caused by all the fire spread means that it actually appears for quite some time, and that time is a single tick, which is usually a 20th of a second. So you can sort of see what it's doing to my single player world. A multiplayer world may be better at it, but to be honest, with a 300 slot server, we'll just have to see. Luckily, the server we're running this on has got Spigot, and Spigot multi-threads much better than Minecraft, so the temple may burn slower than expected, but people should be able to still see each other running around and stuff. That will hopefully be on a separate thread, and therefore, if the server hosts have set Spigot up properly, might be okay. So let's hope we see some walls disappearing here, or at least parts of the wall. The vast majority of the wall should be vanishing in just a moment. I'm not seeing it happen. So it looks like a tiny bit of damage was done. You can see over here there's wood, right? But on the opposite side, it's been burnt away. So it was kind of working. I think I had the numbers wrong. It looks like there's a chunk taken out here as well. So I think I just need to... I think I've got it now. Let's try it again. We don't actually have to reset the structure to check if new things are burning away every time, so that saves a bit of time. I had a stack of these torches, by the way, when I started. I'm down to... That was my 19th right there, so I am getting through them. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that just happened. That was a lot more structure than I was expecting, to be honest. It's left a few random things behind. I was expecting more structure to remain, to be honest, but it has left quite a good wireframe over here. I'm guessing that bit must have been a wireframe not made of wood then, but sorry, not made of dark oak. So the central structure here is a lot more defined still, but there's like whole sections where it's just what is what, you know. It's looking kind of crazy, to be honest. Not quite the skeleton I was hoping for. Alright, so this is where we currently stand with it. It's definitely burning. How does that look out of interest from ground level where people will be spectating from? I'm not quite sure how far back people can go. Probably about this far back. It does look quite burny. Well, we've got large sections of the wall now disappearing. But it looks like we don't actually handle the birch planks yet. That looks pretty cool. Especially when the camera's moving and it sort of flickers. There are still floating blocks everywhere though. Need to be taken care of. That central bit there hasn't caught fire at all. And is sort of floating in the air. So I think I need to add a couple more rules and armor stands. What kind of wood is this? This is oak. So it looks like there's a little bit of extra oak sort of flying around. There's a section here that's been completely missed by even sometimes fire, so I think we need an extra 4 roof armor stands in the corners. this central structure is made out of a lot of dark wood, I think, because it's still pretty solid. And then this roof section here is just not doing much at all. That I think I need to add a couple of extra rules. I'm going to stop the fire and add some more rules, and we'll see what happens this time. So that's why they're not burning. These are double slabs instead of just blocks. Ah. Alright, well I better find the ID for those then, I guess. It's burning a lot better now though. Still a lot of this front unburnt. I think maybe it's the whole double slab thing all over again. I'm not sure. I'll just get rid of the fire and get back to you guys. I still need to fix that middle bit. But it is burning nicer. Like you can see, all of the, apart from the double slabs, all the barriers have gone here, which is cool. There's double slabs everywhere. I might... Where are these? No. Yeah, they are. These are all double slabs. I wonder if I can run an MC Edit filter to get rid of double slabs and replace them with single slabs. That explains quite a lot, because that may be what's breaking a lot of this. I think this is just out of reach. Yeah, this is just planks. Rather than having extra command blocks for double slabs, I might just turn them into full slabs, because that's kind of crazy. Are these double slabs or out of reach? They are double slabs. I'm guessing the build team just had occasionally placed a double slab while working out the design, and I think they used some sort of world edit tool to then just duplicate that, so they're everywhere. Doesn't matter from an aesthetic point of view, but when it comes to redstone, it has a different block ID, so I guess I'm going to reset this temple, and then I'll be back. Alright, it's now a plank. They're all planks. Right, I'm going to try this one more time, and then I think it's basically going to be... I'll end the video here, because it's getting kind of long, and I will just do what I did with the last episode and finish off the rest of the building off camera. And today, once I'm done this, we're going to be testing this on the server, on the actual server, so depending on how that goes and what they want from me, there may be a third video about the collapsing part, or we may decide that it's not possible due to the summon command being broken, or due to lag, in which case I will just make all of it slowly burn away to nothing. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But thank you for watching at least these two videos, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm just going to cut ahead to when we see some more of this stuff vanish, and check that it's burning more of the stuff now. Alright, well, we're really getting somewhere here. I mean, I forgot the spruce slabs, the spruce stairs, sorry, and it looks like we need one more armor stand right about here to cover this little section, which isn't being deleted. But the central section is burning nicely. It's got this really, I really like the shape. Like, the roof is gone, but the pillars remain. That's kind of cool. And this roof needs doing up as well. So, you know, this and that here and there. I haven't even touched the tower, the very top of the tower yet. I think it's going to depend on the collapse how I do that. For now, I guess I'll just get it to burn. I'll add a new armor stand called Tower that's designed to do the tower. Or I could probably just make it a pillar, actually. It might be a bit wide for the pillar armor stand code. But yeah, pretty good. So I'm going to keep working on this off camera. I post screenshots of the progress of this quite a lot on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter yet, @accidentalgames, link in description. I post a lot of sneak peeks to videos on there, so I would recommend following me there. And I will see you either in the next installment of this series or in another episode in another series sometime soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao.